And as we said, before semi-finals, let's talk about the studs and duds from the quarterfinals. Simple rule, who stepped up in your mind and who didn't? I'm going to kick things off because I'm in the host's chair and I'm allowed to. Stud, looking back at the quarterfinals, has to be Smeb from the Coup Tigers. He really showed us how dominant somebody can be in lane, despite being behind in kills multiple times with Fiora, still managed to out-trade and out-duel and prove that on any given someday, he will lose, unfortunately. Looking at the Duds side, I was so bummed by Deft. There was so much hype coming in. We had that fantastic feature of Deft versus Reckless, one of the world's best teamfighting AD carries in a meta where extended teamfights is a thing. And then he played Jace, and that did nothing. And then he just teleports, didn't do anything, and I was just really disappointed. So for me, major dud was Deft. Phreak, stud and dud looking back at quarterfinals.
I'm going to go with a pair of top laners here. Top laner stud, Huni. I think Huni super stepped up. I tweeted it last week, but like, the Phreak who watches competitive loves seeing Riven come out because he's so exciting. The solo queue Phreak really doesn't want to see any more Riven, so I'm a bit torn here. But the fact that Huni's bringing out some counter picks, he's one of the very few Riven players actually playing Riven at this tournament here. And I'm glad that he's branching on the champion pool, bringing things out, AP Echo, things like this. He actually upped his damage per minute from 40 to 460 in the quarterfinals.
Is that old?
I mean, it's still pretty high. He's the only person in the quarterfinals to keep his opponent below 1 damage per gold, which is like pretty hard to do, but he kind of wrecked Koro there, that one. You could say Koro didn't do very well, but either way. Honestly, just Huni had a really stand-up performance, great top lane play. Blind picked Riven, won that game as well.
So you've really hammed on your studs. You're done.
So someday, kind of the opposite here. You mentioned the fact that Smeb did so well, some did basically nothing. He got counterpicked 3 out of the 4 games. The only game he didn't get counterpicked, he first picked Darius. So he's like, he's been given the chance to succeed. He's given the chance, and he went negative in CSD. He gave Smeb 580 damage per minute. Like,
hey, he didn't give Smeb.
I mean, Smeb gave Smeb some solo kills when Riven had 2 deaths. Like the guy, or when Fiora had 2 deaths. Like,
well, I agree with
Sunday
you.
got walked over.
A dud of note. Now, PastryTime, studs and duds from quarterfinal.
My stud's actually Gorilla from Coup Tigers. Not only did he bring Tahm Kench into the world's meta and create chaos now in the picks and ban phase, he's just been super solid. He's pretty much took it to Peekaboo their entire quarterfinal. Support chain was going off. Gorilla's always been a great player. He did it with Janna in 2014. He's done it again with Tahm Kench in 2015. I'm so impressed by the player. Gorilla's one of the best support players in the world. Super keen for that Soraka that he loves so much, but we'll have to see. As far as Doug goes, I'm going to have to unfortunately keep putting more Chinese players under the bus. Koro did not play to the expectation that I had for him. He's a semi-carry player. He can play carry. He's a very good low econ top laner as well. I expected a Gnar player this good to really be able to beat up on a lot of Darius players. His Fiora looked okay, but his TPs did not. He never got a counter pick. He didn't play carry or low econ. Both styles he can do, and just didn't do either of them. Like, EDG in general obviously let me down, but Koro especially. I expected the Knight in Shining Armor, and he's kind of tripped over it on his face and fell straight into Huni's Riven.
Well, there we go. Tripped over on his face, according to PastryTime. So that's our studs and duds from the quarterfinals. You guys at home, let us know on Twitter. Now we're going to take a look forward to our semifinals.